It looks to me really beautiful, you know. I mean, the panels on the water, all that.
Oh yeah, yes. When you
It
have a
is.
bird view of the
Yes,
whole
yes,
thing,
yes. A photo
you
like that,
yes,
it's so
yeah,
beautiful,
yes,
and it's
very beautiful.
mind blowing. I mean, if for a layman to look at it and say, "How is this whole thing deployed? How can this be possible?" So,
And so it will amaze you that and one fantastic thing that the authority is doing is the involvement of the local community. It will
good
amaze you that they were hugely involved in this.
in building.
Yes, because they were the divers that were used and very experienced. I mean, as you can talk about,
Yeah.
they were involved in moving the assembled arrays, that is the PV models that have been assembled together. They moved them inch by inch and try to connect them. So the if you look at the picture of what has been installed, the connection, the mechanical works, the community members were the ones that
Who handled all
who
that?
handled 80-90% of it.
Wow.
They were supervised by the engineers
Yeah.
that we had. I mean, in terms of the torque strength, the arrangement, and all the other engineering design person, but they did all the mechanical works that were part of this.
Well, that's impressive, because beyond this one, because of this impact, they may go and do other jobs, and they can do it better because of the experience they've had.
The skills that they have now, I'm not sure. I'm sure that if anyone wants to do a similar project that we have done, their skills will be needed. And this is not just to, I mean, see, of we ourselves were amazed with the level of expertise that they had.
Just by training them a bit.
Yeah, we had to train them. Yeah, we had to train them.
They
for the
grasp it
project.
so well
I mean,
and deliver it.
and the strength, the commitment.
This is the local content story we tell, you know, because sometimes there isn't any effort to train or to help, or all we do is find which experts wherever. But
Yes.
even if you have an expert coming in who is ready to train a local to support, I think we should always, hold on to that and help.
That has been one of the authorities' commitment, and I think it is doing it very well. And that even helps with the security. And so when it comes to the maintenance of the of that project, they are the ones that are able to even go to the deeper side to clean the models. Because as the farm extends, you get the depth of the river increases. And they are the ones, even though we have all the safety measures to be able to help with those that are good, but we are the ones that are bold to go in and do that. Yes, and clean the models.
The locals.
Yes.
What criteria was used? Was it about let's find degree holders, or let's find people who are ready to work, or let's find this level of people? How was that then?
So there has been a long-standing commitment by the authority from the time that the dam was constructed.
Okay.
And so, as I said, the project affected persons unit is able to identify
their needs.
Yes, and also they have the leaders from the community that are able to bring on the people that they believe can help on this project. And so there is a proper coordination and that flexibility to allow they themselves take the decision. And once they see that this is where we also eat from, they do the things with a lot of commitment, sacrifice, loyalty, and they also protect
all of them.
Yes, because that is where they take
and
whatever
they value you too better.
Exactly.
Because we are in it together.
Yes. So in terms of agitation and all that, very, very limited, because they are equal stakeholders of whatever is going on.
Yeah, so it means that for people, once a lot of people are benefiting in these ways, they would not fight against or attack it in any way. So if you have any challenges, it would not be them. So what challenges do you have with this floating storage thing?
Okay, so the exposure to to the environment, such as storms, when sometimes you see their movement when there's a heavy storm.
Okay.
Our place is not, we're not prone to these kind of earthquakes and all that, but these are foreseeable risks that we see. Exactly. And one other thing is also that, the cables that we have under, you still have these fishes, below them also trying to do whatever they want to do with it. Sometimes you have bites.
Let's all survive.
Exactly. So, you get some fishes biting the sheath of the cables, the insulation of the cables to see if that is food for them. The exposure to other things like the lightning, sometimes because you have a whole bare area where there is no
Panel.
yes, and also maybe the arresters that are a little far away, you get the whole unit somehow exposed to these kind of natural effects. But we have other contingencies to cater for these kind of installations.
All in all, it's been a success.
Yeah, it's been a success.
Wow.
Yes, it's been a success. Yes.
Now innovations are all we need to move to the next level. So when I see these, because we've had the northern Africans and other African countries to try this, but they've all kept to their minimal quantities, and now we're carrying the biggest here.
And I think there is even we are looking at studying this to see any additionality if possible, because we have a vast reservoir surface that we can always make use of. That is if only the project is viable.
Yeah.
And we can
that means that if there's more and more investment, we can keep expanding.
Yeah, we can keep
going and going.
And that area can even equally be an ecotourist site, because over that place you realize that the other species, animals like the hippo. You have the hippo. You see, the national park is just close.
With something like it, with a hippo, that's a pretty heavy one.
Yes.
Do they not come all the way there?
No, they are distant away. But if you're able to develop the place to be an ecotourist site, that becomes another attractive place for anybody to pass around and see. Yes.
Okay. Whoa. So has the government got in, or whether government directly or BP, have plans of expansion?
Yeah, so I think even VRA has plans to also make use of its vast reservoir surface, because the dam in VRA is very big. Bigger than what we have. And so government is equally looking at the possibility of deploying in other areas, because BP has done it, so it's viable. And even what has been done.
And for water all the way up there, we do have.
Yeah, exactly.
You can always find a way if you want to do more.
And even with this even happening, I'm sure agencies like the Ghana Water, where you have a treatment plant also behind, and dam, a whole water reservoir behind the dam, can equally look at the benefits. Because if you look at Ghana Water, for example, I think one of the spikes in their operational cost is the energy to do their processing to pump and all that. And so these are all other areas they can look at if they need land. And this is not going to cost you a land lease, because the other benefit is that if you are looking at a ground mount, you are actually looking at paying for a land lease
all over again.
Exactly. So
that'll be pretty costly.
Yeah,
that'll be pretty costly. But this is interesting. I see it in pictures. I'm sure most of my viewers also see the pictures and videos. It just looks like something really beautiful.
Oh yes.
But what more is there to it? We do not have much information. Yeah.
And the performance of it, unlike the ground mount, where the PV models are exposed to high temperature, you have a different scenario
Yes.
because the temperatures are relatively low when it gets when it comes to the reservoir surface. Yes.
Oh, so because no, but why is the reservoir surface different?
Yeah, because you have the water cooling the ambient temperature around the where you have your installation.
Yeah.
Because unlike on a bare ground surface, you have a direct reflection of the
Sun.
heat. Yeah, hitting down and coming up, and so you have almost the same.
Oh, so
Dynamic.
this traps it.
Exactly. So this absorbs some of the heat, and so the ambient temperature around the panel area is always lesser for the floating than on the ground mount.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
This is really interesting. And currently, are you extending it or?
Yeah, there are plans to expand it. There are plans to expand
Okay.
it. Yeah, looking at the performance and since the commissioning of this and the output that we are getting, the daily output that we are getting from this, it is almost viable that you do the expansion. That is, if you have another
And
surface
cover
that-
more and more
Exactly.
area, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So there are plans to expand.
To
That has to be an
expand it.
executive decision for. And you end up the participation. BP has a renewed mandate when it comes to this renewable energy. There's a renewed mandate by the Act of Parliament 1046 to carry out such renewable projects and clean energy projects. And so, as far as there is a process of value for money and is going through its competitive processes,
Multiple parties,
Yes.
why not?
why not? Yes, because we are supposed to meet as a country by 2030. And if-
That's what the discussion is ongoing at COP.
that's what is going on at COP, and that's a whole different conversation.
Anyway, but I think Ghana has done amazing. And boy, I definitely have a good team in there to deliver this and keep on with the expansion. And
Yeah, the chief executive is very. The current chief executive, the other chief executives that have run Bui Power are all visionary
I've all
because
dedicated.
very dedicated. They always have the vision because there was a deliberate investment into expanding the current transmission network. The initial transmission network was just to evacuate the hydropower. And the past CEOs, all believed in that vision to add on another transmission to evacuate solar.
I knew it was.
And so, and they have been very consistent. And now, what we are realizing is that the vision of the current leadership is also seen at a different innovation, even with the solar,
Wow.
other than the.
It means it
the
cannot be
non-mount.
progressive.
Exactly. So now it's more of a challenge to subsequent, and the team, the other senior management, young, very talented, young, talented management with the engineers, fantastic job. And
Wow.
it's always a competition to add on, not to, outsmart.
Take out and-
yeah, to take out. No, the competition has been very healthy one to add on, not to, kick somebody out, because once the vision comes, everyone gets on board and you get all hands on deck.
It's this teamwork, every aspect.
Yes.
We look forward to seeing it sometime. Yeah, so you should invite the Energy Quest team to come and have a look and feel
Yeah, you'll
of
be
it.
more than
It
welcome.
feels like, great innovation. It looks beautiful in the videos I've seen. And I think Ghana is doing well. Good job to you and your team as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job to our CEO and the team as well. And one thing is that our CEO always use such platform more as an advocacy and also training for others, because not everyone is able to get a chance to come over and see. And so such visibility is something that he subscribes to
Oh, okay.
so much. And so I'm sure You are more than welcomed. I mean,
Thank you. We look
at your
forward to
request,
it.
yes,
I look
you're more
forward
than
to it.
welcome.
Max, thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
This is unique energy information we can't just get anywhere because we have very few of this, even across Africa.
Yes.
Not alone talking about Ghana and within our space. So to understand its make and what is going on with it, we're very grateful you made time for it. But as you expand it, would be interested
Yes.
to follow through and know how all that is going.
The various stages. Yeah, it's so beautiful to catch the shots when the place is bare and when you have such a huge infrastructure on the river surface.
Wow, you must be very proud.
At the request, I'm sure that this is not something my CEO will shake the head. I'm sure it will be very.
Then please tell him we are coming.
I will.
Thank you so much, Max.
Right. Thank you for having me too.
Okay, so this is what we do on Energy Quest. We demystify the energy sector and add value. I know you've learned so much today, and I'm happy that you keep tuning in. So click on the subscribe button and stay with us. Ciao.